You already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ Richie Skye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. mm, 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 mm. Y'all, we got some news we got to talk about today. Okay? We got to talk. I had sworn off political talk on my channel after last year. I just felt like just some things I kind of figured out, with regards to politics and YouTube and stuff like that. I just kind of refused to do it for a minute there. But it sounds like I'm not going to have a choice in the matter because we have yet another reality TV star running for office. Okay? So I'm going to walk you through my initial thoughts to learning that Dr. Heavenly Kimes is indeed also running for office with a campaign rally that is set to kick off today. Okay. So we're going to get into that. We've got some tea on Amy Luciani. Love and Hip Hop is back. So, of course, whenever Love and Hip Hop comes back, of course, we always start with the headlines. They can't ever have a season leading up to a new season without like somebody acting out in the news, you know, proclaiming that their marriage is on the rock or on the fritz. But this time, it really is true. The rumors are true. And of course, we're going to talk about Basketball Wives. I watched the episode this morning so I can go through it with you guys and give you some of my opinions. I have my thoughts on who the MVP last night was, but I want to know what you guys think. Let us know in the chat. And also in the chat, listen, go ahead and write your comments down. I'm looking. Let us know where you're watching from. We like to know where our people are located. If you're worldwide, let us know you're worldwide. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hit that notification bell button and like this video as soon as you pop up into the room. Like the video. Smack it, flip it, rub it down. Oh, yes. Now, when I tell you I got the shock of my life yesterday, the shock of my entire life. Now, y'all know I don't really care to do late night videos or evening time videos if I don't have to. So we did a video yesterday afternoon, but then right after that, the Dr. Heavenly news dropped. So we didn't get a chance to go into the details last night, but we will get into it today. Yes, indeed, because Dr. Heavenly revealed yesterday, right? And you can follow this account, Dr. Heavenly for Georgia. It is literally an Instagram account, and she is super serious about this. The news was announced also via an exclusive with People Magazine. Dr. Heavenly Combs launches run for Georgia State Representative. Now, on the Instagram, she says, it's official. I'm running for Georgia State Representative District 93. Thank you to People Magazine for the exclusive coverage of my campaign launch. This is bigger than me. It's about us, our families, our businesses, our health, our future. And yes, I'm bringing that same bold energy from Married to Medicine straight to the state capitol. Join me Tuesday, July 8th at 5 p.m. across from the Georgia State Capitol for our official campaign rally. Let's show Georgia what real leadership looks like. From a woman who's built something, employs people, and knows what it takes to fight for the community. Donate, share, show up. Visit drheavenlyforgeorgia.com. Let's go. So make sure we like the post, show us some love. Now, when you take things over to the exclusive on People Magazine, that's where we learn that her campaign manager is none other than Quad Webb. I mean, who knew that Quad was a campaign manager? But I guess when you sometimes the chosen are called. Okay, sometimes the chosen are called. All right. Now, let's get into some things. Okay, let's get into some tea. All right. I'm going to tell you what she is standing on. All right. What she's standing on, her focuses. Her focus will be on healthcare access, economic prosperity, education reform, and small business support. Issues that she says she's passionate about after years of working on the ground with patients and entrepreneurs. You can get your Dr. Heavenly for Georgia t-shirts for the rally tonight at 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So you too can also donate to her campaign in case you are someone who is interested in providing your monetary support. All right. Now, if you want to take things a step further, you will see that she also has a campaign video. Yes, yes, indeed. It is a very serious thing that is happening here. Um, she says, I've seen firsthand how our communities are being left behind in healthcare, education, entrepreneurship, and justice. I'm stepping up to make sure our voices are not only heard, but respected under the gold dome. This isn't about politics, it's about people, it's about purpose. If you believe in building a better future for our families, I'm asking you to stand with me. Donate today because every single dollar helps us get closer to change. So Quad steps in and says, this feels good, Dr. Heavenly. Let's go. Okay. All right. Wow. We got a lot to talk about here. We got a lot to dissect. Okay. Okay. So I'm going to tell you my initial thoughts. My initial thoughts were this. My initial thought was, what the hell? That was my initial thought. I'm going to be very real with you guys. My first thought was, what in the HE double hockey is happening here? Okay. The first thing that I thought of was her standing at a podium screaming, "Yo mama." That was the first thing that I thought. Can you imagine her in the town hall meeting if someone challenges her and they say the wrong thing and she screams out, "Yo mama"? Oh, Dr. Heavenly, no. No, ma'am. No, ma'am, Pam. Because Dr. Heavenly is mouth almighty, okay? She is mouth almighty. Period. All right. Now, I'm going to give you different perspectives of how I think, right? My next perspective was from a reality TV producer standpoint, because I consider myself a producer in my head, all right? Um, this is very interesting. This is a palate cleanser from the previous 2 seasons, and we needed a palate cleanser with Married to Medicine. I myself was not looking forward to this new season of Married to Medicine. I just didn't like the way the ladies, I think, treated Sweet Tea. I thought that the way that they handled Phaedra was kind of bad, but now looking at where we are with Phaedra now, I'm kind of like, maybe they weren't too far off the mark. I don't know. All I can say was they came across as it was like Married to Mean Girls. That's what it felt like. I'm going to give you that disclaimer right now. Even having said that, I've always enjoyed Dr. Heavenly. I didn't enjoy what she did last season, but I enjoy her overall. She's lightning rod in a bottle. Um, and so I wondered where she goes this season. Where do we go from here, right? This opens the door to something completely out of the ordinary for Married to Medicine. The ladies have always dipped their toes in the political arena in terms of their attempts to serve, in terms of, working with the former vice president, Kamala Harris, just in terms of the work that they did, which I always have to appreciate, right? So, but I will tell you, Dr. Heavenly's foray into the world of politics, from a production standpoint, I thought this is very interesting. When you have a show and a person has something that they have to work towards, that always makes the show, especially in this day and age, that much better. Now, with Quad as her campaign manager, I don't know the level of experience that Quad has had in this space, but again, maybe the chosen are called, and maybe she has just been called on to do this glorious work. I don't know. All I can say is from a perspective of a reality TV show, it is very interesting. It'll be interesting to see how they work together. It'll be interesting to see the cast reaction to this. And what will be very interesting will be to see if this season we get a very brand new Dr. Heavenly. And then I have to ask, does her stance on the show, meaning somebody that's going to speak their mind, right, wrong, or indifferent, does that work in the political arena? My next thought was this: if there is a reality TV personality, a former reality TV personality, who is currently in the highest office of this country, um, so when I tell you that anything is possible, anything, as Porsha says, is possible. Okay. Now, given that this is state representative, this ain't the mayor, this ain't the governor, this ain't, it is state representative. Um, this could very well be something that actually happens. I don't know politics in Georgia that well. Um, so I don't know. And I want to get into this super chat right here. Bruce says, I saw a lot of chatter saying this for a storyline because last season was so dark and needed to lighten up this season and do something different. So that's where I go into my thoughts of, if this is a storyline, this definitely is something that would lighten up and like I said earlier, it cleanses the palate from the previous 2 seasons. Last season was incredibly dark, and they needed something very, very different. Okay. Now, what I also see is that someone said that the current person who holds the highest office in the United States has the complexion for protection of the collection, and Heavenly doesn't. And we know what that's about, right? Um, to that I say, again, if this were mayor or governor, I don't know. It's hard to state, but is there a possibility that she could be elected? Yeah, I think that there could be. I think that there could be. Um, mm, this will be interesting to see it play out. The other part of me is like this. Okay, I for one, um, and this is a fair statement, Tiffany. I would advise everyone in Georgia to look at the last season of Married to Medicine and see if this is someone you want representing you. It's hard. It's a hard no for me. Okay, this goes into what I was also wanting to say to you guys is for me, do I believe that Dr. Heavenly has the credentials to do this? I do. Does Dr. Heavenly have the temperament to do this? That is going to be the question, right? Having the credentials, meaning a background in business, she did she do all of what she said she could? Yes. Dr. Heavenly can build businesses. Dr. Heavenly can do all of these things. But can Dr. Heavenly maintain her composure enough in these spaces that such that she can now win over a large constituency of people? That's going to be the thing that is really going to be the question. Can she do that? Um Listen, I say if she's serious about it, if she is like I'm saying serious because at the end of the day, what's happening right now within the current environment, the current political landscape in this country, we really do need people that are going to stand up and fight for what is right and for the will of the people. If she is truly serious about fighting for the good of the people and she is not taking attention away from someone who is actually very serious about putting in the work, then I would say more power to her, right? Because at the end of the day, I will take at this day and age somebody who can rally the troops, rally the people, and get stuff done and not be afraid. Then I'll take that. I'll take anything, anybody at this point that's willing to stand up for what is right and what is just and for the people, especially people, the black, the brown people, people who are marginalized communities, those we need the voice. So she's going to provide that voice in all seriousness, and I mean I'm talking being deadly serious. Then let's go. But if this is for story only, then I can't really say that I support it. But time will really tell. Time will tell. And that's that. That's that. I mean, that's the reality of it, right? All right. So listen, y'all tell me what y'all think. I mean, I've given you my stance on it. Ultimately, I'm not in the state of Georgia. So that's going to be up to everyone in the state of Georgia to determine that. Or rather, I would say, particularly people in that particular district. That's going to be up to you. Okay. Um, ooh, there we go. Next. Um, so do you guys remember us talking about Amy Luciani and Dwight Howard? Do y'all remember that? Briefly, we found out, I think it was around the end of the last season of Love and Hip Hop, that Amy Luciani was married or getting married, engaged or whatever to Dwight Howard. I'm gonna be absolutely 100% for real with y'all. I don't know a lot about Dwight Howard. What I know of him comes from the news surrounding um Royce Reed, right? And from what I recall from Royce is, I mean, I've never heard anything good. I never heard anything good. So I also don't recall seeing her in the trailer for Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, which I think starts tonight. As such, I would wonder, did she bow out of this season in an attempt to, you know, because I would imagine her getting married to Dwight. I couldn't see her still being on the show because he don't seem like the type that would want to have their relationship on Front Street like that on some type of reality TV show. He don't really give me that he's with all that. And given that she never brought him around, it just kind of seems like, okay, this was probably something very serious for her. I mean, she was even online talking about how they use each other's toothbrushes and stuff and whatnot and whoop de whoop. Now, I don't know about y'all. I have never used, I mean, if I did use somebody's toothbrush, I probably didn't know that I did it. I might have said, oh my God, like, did I really? I mean, because I can't recall a time. I just can't. And not that I feel like oh God, I feel like I just don't know that I would be running around the streets advertising. Yes, yes, girl, we use each other's toothbrushes. Yes, if my teeth clean, his teeth clean. If his teeth dirty, mine dirty. If he got the gum disease, I got the gum disease. If he got the gingivitis, I got the gingivitis. If he got the tooth decay, I got the tooth decay. If he got the plaque, I got the plaque. Maybe y'all need to be running down to see Dr. Heaven. Meanwhile, who happens to be running for office. Okay, so you got to see if you can get that appointment in when you can, because she's got some things to do. All right, particularly today at 5. So don't make your appointment for 5 because she's going to be at the rally. Now, if you want to make your appointment, you probably need to make it, I think, during the daytime because I don't think she work every day like that. I think she says she only works some days and maybe half day when she do work. So I don't know. That all I know is she living the life. Amy, go get your teeth checked. I don't know. Whatever you want to do. Listen. Anyway, or maybe not. Your teeth look pretty to me, so never mind. I'm sure your teeth are fine, you know. So anyway, um, yeah, Bruce, she left last season, made apologies, and was like deuces. And so it looky here now, it looky here, it looky here. All right. Shout out to the neighborhood talk. Shout out to Tasha K. This news is now making the rounds. Okay, making the rounds. So Amy Luciani, what I never knew was that Amy's name is actually Amber Rose, and I guess her last name now is Howard. Did y'all know her name was Amber Rose? That's like when I found out that Bambi's name was Addie. Addison. Is it Addie? Addie. Adele. Angel, Agnes, Agatha. What is that girl name? Anyway, I did not know her name was Amber. Did y'all know that? So apparently, she changed her name. She adopted the name Amy Luciani to avoid confusion with Amber Rose, the model. I never knew that. Ain't that crazy? So anyway, she's filed for divorce. All right. What we don't know now, apparently she filed for divorce on Monday. So that was just yesterday. After 6 months of marriage, they apparently tied the knot in a private ceremony in early February, following a whirlwind engagement announcement in December of 2024. Now, of course, the filing doesn't include detailed reasons, but they have cited irreconcilable differences, and she may be seeking financial compensation. All right. Um, and this has become a trending topic because Amy had been very, very public in her defense of Dwight and his controversial past. So to this, I say this. We talk about whole facts on this channel, okay? Some of you guys may remember our conversations about whole facts and what they are. And what I would say to Amy is, I feel like some of the whole facts on him was actually, kind of readily available. And if you could see the things that Royce had been detailing over the years, mind you, not to say that people cannot change, but because of the depth of factors involved in Royce's allegations, it would lend itself to me believing that there are some indeed truths to the whole facts. What is a whole facts? Some of you guys may be asking. Well, I will tell you. A whole facts is not necessarily us calling the person a hoe. Okay? It's not that. Whole facts is essentially public intel about said person that you are now becoming involved with, right? That's all it is. Now, whole facts may or may not be based in truth or facts, but it is just intel that is like that happens like is a constant thing, right? Similarly, I'm not sure why Porsha didn't check the whole facts on Simon. Like, especially for people who are in the public eye and on these reality TV shows, it would seem to me like you would want to check the whole facts on a person before you, as said reality TV personality, with copious amounts of finances, resources, that you would make a decision to marry someone with such a serious whole facts. All right. So let this just be a lesson, Amy, in that you want to do a thorough whole facts investigation and maybe not ignore some of the intel included in those documentations because they are not confidential. They are very public. All right. Now, Amy, go forth. Do not use another person's toothbrush. And if you do, don't talk about it. Now, let's move on. All right. Let's move on. We got to talk about Basketball Wives. All right. Basketball Wives, we are in season 12. This is episode 9. It says the new queen has arrived. I'm still trying to figure out who that is. So it says a trip meant to bring a fractured sisterhood together turns ugly as Jackie and Chantel square off on the first night. So if I had to rate this episode on a scale of 1 to 10, I would give this episode an 8.5 or 8 point, I might give it an 8.9. Okay. I might give it an 8.9. So what are we thinking about with this episode, right? And let's break it on down. We start out the episode Ooh. Ooh, was that shade? Okay. I'm gonna take away some points on this because I feel like I wish that this would have been shown. We start the episode off learning from a sit down with Denise, who we still don't really know much about, honestly. It's like somebody that's just kind of been thrown at us without really an explanation of what she's really doing here, who she really is, what she's all about, who really just keeps inserting herself in the biz naive, but nobody really knows anything about her. It's kind of like, girl, do you even go here? Anyway, we learn that she is now upset with Evelyn because apparently Evelyn called her trying to get some intel on Chantel. She surmises that Evelyn was trying to get intel on Chantel because Evelyn heard that Jackie had some tea about her daughter Sharnice. Okay. And so as a result, now Denise has put the bug in Chantel's ear and Brittany's ear that Evelyn has been kicked off the island. That is what she tells Ty. All right. My only thing is, I wish that I had seen this conversation. I mean, I feel like, did we see that conversation? I cannot recall. And so I just can't remember. Like, but apparently this whole thing happened, and I guess maybe it was behind the scenes. We didn't really see it. So Denise has carried the bone back to Chantel and Brittany, aka the Supremes. Okay. And they have now sworn off Evelyn as well as Jackie. Evelyn now has a bunch of issues. Evelyn is now beefing with Jennifer. She is now beefing with Brandi. She is now beefing, unbeknownst to her, with Denise, Brittany, and Chantel. She's got a lot of work to do. Okay. Meanwhile, Jackie has not talked to Chantel since Vegas. Brittany and Denise, I don't know if they're crowning Chantel the new queen of the show, but I would say that while I do think that what Chantel did in this episode was interesting, I would not call her the queen of the show. I would not. Okay. She hasn't been around long enough. You barely go here. Brittany, you can't crown anybody the queen of any show because you're 1.5. You're barely a full season in the show, right? The last season that you were on, you could barely hang on. You dangled by your toenail and then you fell off into the abyss and did not even finish the season. And so I still just have very little respect. If you last this entire season, then maybe it's like, okay, it's like repeating freshman year. Like you're still a freshman because you didn't finish the first freshman year. So you're still a freshman. You can't crown anyone homecoming queen because you didn't even get a ballot. Okay, we're not giving out ballots to people that fall off. All right. The people that listen, let me tell you something. This show, these people that have made it far on this show have been through it all. They have been through the ringer. Some of these women have been canceled. They have had chairs thrown at them. They have had glasses in their face. They have been smacked about the face and in the mouth, right? They have gotten into altercations with about everybody on the cast. They have been isolated on this show. They have been made fun of by the people. They have gone through HE double hockey sticks. So you, Brittany, who came in one season, could barely last, and now you are back with a backup girl, okay? A backup dancer in the form of Denise. I can't take you seriously yet. I will take you seriously if you are back next season. And it's just that simple. I don't have a dislike of I don't have a dislike of Brittany, but I just feel like to have her be so loud about and have so many opinions about things and crowning people queens and girl, like you don't have it yet, right? You like and talking about who you respect and who you don't respect. I mean, we don't know you enough yet to care, right? But maybe we will. You last this season. All right. Now, Ming has a lot of work to do as well because Ming is planning the girls' trip, right? Ming is growing on me a little bit by bit. She's growing on me. I still feel like she feels more Atlanta, loving hip hop, maybe. But since she's here, let's go for it. Quiet as kept. I barely can understand why Ty is here. I mean, granted, yes, Ty is good to look at. Okay. But like Ty is so neutral. I mean, she's good for sprinkling a little bit of tea here and there. But I kind of feel like Ty would rather play the background than actually get into the nitty-gritty with things. That's just me. Okay. So Ty has to let Everlyn know that the girls are against her now and that Brittany has voted her off the not Brittany, Denise, backup dancer Denise has voted her off the island or whatever. So now Everlyn is like, oh God, now what am I gonna do? I gotta like face all of these people. Okay. Chantel, we learned, went to court. She will be able to move her child and her family from Arizona to Los Angeles. And so that is a big win for her and JJ Fad. Okay. I can't call them the Supremes. I cannot. I just can't do it. So they shall now be known as JJ Fad. Do y'all know who JJ Fad is? If you are not in the 30s to 40s or 50s range, you probably don't know JJ Fad. JJ Fad, they were a group like from the 90s, I believe it was. Was it the 90s? They had a hit called Supersonic. All right. Now, they didn't have a lot of other hits. In fact, I don't think that I'll remember any other charting hit other than Supersonic. That to me is what Chantel, Brittany, and Denise represent. Supersonic. All right. You're here for a season. If you show up again next year, then maybe we will graduate you to Oaktown's 357. But for now, you are JJ Fad. Any minute this all of that. All right. So JJ Fad, they celebrate Chantel's victory, and they are in effect all gonna go to Hawaii with the girls on the girls trip, but they're not gonna let anybody know that Chantel is coming. Chantel basically makes it seem like to everybody else she don't know if she's going or not. So it is up to Ming to kind of rally all of the girls together, right? Ming has to go group by group and sort of gather each person. Jackie is going to go on the trip, but you know, she's kind of wary about, what's really what's really going to happen, right? Okay. So we get to Hawaii and the girls are divided up into groups. It's Ming, Ty, and Everlyn. It is then Jennifer, Jackie, and Brandi. It is then JJ Fad minus Chantel, their lead singer. Okay. In every group of friends, there's usually a lead, and then there's usually somebody that likes to fight. That's how it works in every friend group, right? And then there's usually the person that is like just trying to stay in the group. That would be Denise. Yeah. Um, I don't know if Brittany really liked to fight or if she liked to talk a lot or if she liked to talk loud and growl at people. But she, according to her, she'll tell you up. Now, JJ Fad -1 are in the car like, ooh, giddy, 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 because they know something's about to go down. They know Chantel is coming and she is about to wreck shop on all of these OG girls. Okay, she about to blow up the spot. Now, I had no idea what was to come because I'm thinking, I still don't really know. I can't recall really why Chantel is so upset with Jackie. But okay, we let's just roll with it. That's the part of the reason I don't understand. I can't get an episode a full 9 or 10 because I still don't understand what to go on with Chantel and Jackie. What you mad for now? I can't recall. It's been so much. And even Brandi at the dinner is like, well, what do you want? What do you want? I feel like every episode I am asking that of Chantel. Girl, what do you want? You want your mom to be accountable for what? Calling you impressionable? Girl, that's not the insult that you think it is. Somebody being impressionable, if somebody called me impressionable, I'm not going to say, I'm not going to go off and expose the mess out of them. First of all, I don't like that type of thing anyway. If I know some ish about you and we fall out, guess where that ish is going? It's staying in my stomach, okay? Because I'm not going to unleash that. That's crazy to me. I can't stand people with no code. And to me, Chantel, you don't have no code, all right? Especially for your mama. Because for me, if I got an issue with my mama, let's talk about the issue I got. All right. Not the one that I'm making my issue for the sake of the group. No, girl, Chantel, you have a deeper issue with your mama. Say it, don't spray it. Let us know what it is. Stop beating around the bushicles with it. Like, tell us what it is. And keep JJ Fad separate from the issues that you got with your mama. It looks crazy for you to be sitting at a dinner table, going at your mama, exposing all of her secrets, and you got your backup dancers all on the side hooting and hollering and saying, take her down, take her down. No, girl, you can't talk. I can talk about my mama, but you can't talk about my mama. That looks insane to me. It looks insane. I think that Chantel is so wrapped up in whatever issue that she got with her mama, she not taking a look at the fact that y'all girls can't say nothing about my mama. I can, but you can't. And not too much on that. For real. It looks crazy to me. Every time it happens, it looks insane. So the group, they get to Hawaii, they check out the rooms or whatever, then it's time for dinner, right? We always know that the first dinner is going to be a hot, steaming pit of mess. We know this. That's just the case with all of these shows. I mean, this is where the issues come up. As soon as Chantel shows up, it is like go time. The clique is ready, okay? Brittany announces the queen has arrived, and I'm looking like, are you talking about the junior prom queen, or is this like the senior? Because this ain't the senior prom queen. This might be the middle school prom queen, the JV queen, but this ain't the varsity queen. Like, we're y'all still playing at the JV game. Y'all played the 6 o'clock game, the 6 from 6 to 7. Y'all ain't playing at the 7 to 9 game. If you know, and if you know what I'm talking about, you know. Y'all playing at the JV, okay? So let's settle on down. Actually, half of y'all belong on Basketball Wives Orlando. To be real honest with you, where is Megan James? I need Megan James over here to take care of these girls. Because I definitely don't think that Brittany would be running all that mouth with a Megan James around. Justice for Megan James. Megan James, where is Megan James? I need Megan. If this is what we getting from JJ Fad, I need Megan James on the show. What we doing? It's the Sadie Hawk and Dance Queen. Come on now. Justice for. All right. So let's get down into the issues. Chantel arrives, and immediately Everlyn is like, Chantel, listen, I've heard that there are some things happening that have gotten misconstrued, and I would really love the opportunity to talk with you one-on-one to clear the air, right? Everlyn, her patience is about as thin as mine with Denise, okay? Everlyn's patience is a baby hair strand away from snapping on Denise. All right. And for once, I don't blame her. And I blame that positioning on the production because we just don't care enough about Denise, and y'all haven't given us an opportunity to care for her to be so involved in things. It's like, girl, who is she? Who is she? So anyway, Chantel seems amenable to a conversation with Everlyn. And okay, I'm like, okay, cool. Are we getting somewhere? Right? Next, Chantel, time to set it off. Who called me impressionable? You would think somebody called her a hoe. Okay? You would think that somebody had called her a skank, a hussy. You know, something real despicable. You would think somebody had called her a gutter snipe. You would think somebody had called her a broke bee. You would think that somebody had called her a low down, what did Nene say, a low down monkey with a wig or something like that. You would think that somebody had called her something serious, right? No, somebody called her impressionable. That's what you fighting mad over? That's what you fighting mad over? You fighting mad over that? And then when we take it back to the context for which Jackie said it, is like that she's easily manipulated. I mean, that's not the worst thing that somebody can say. And if you know that your daughter is easily manipulated, that's an opinion that you got. It's not like your mama didn't call you out your name. You mad that she called you impressionable? That just means that she feels like you're young. You are still getting to know these people. You don't know them the same way that everybody else may know them. So you could have an opinion about them that is not necessarily true because they are all coddling you. They are, okay? At the end of the day, they are coddling Chantel, who cries in 1 second about treat me like an adult, and the next second, I'm calling daddy on mommy. That's why you mad. All right. Okay, let's go with it. So finally, nobody cops to it, and then she addresses Jackie head on, which is what she should have done anyway. All right. And now she wants to lay it on the table. And Brandi, I don't know why. This is what Chantel says. I don't know why you so busy, running after my mama every time I see y'all together. But little do you know, she don't like you. She don't even like you, Brandi. Chantel, she thought that was gonna eat Brandi up. Okay, she really did. She knew here. I get it. When you play in JV, you don't necessarily always understand how varsity games are played. So Brandi breaks it down in her confessional. I wish she would have said it during in the moment, but that's fine. And for this reason, also, Brandi gets my MVP of the episode. I'll tell you why in a second. Before Brandi can really get into anything, Jackie is like, nope, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm running off. I got to go. I got to go watch the game. Doug is coaching a game someplace. I got to go see it. Team Sacramento, root, wooty whoop. I'm out of here, stomping into the 90s. I'm gone. And to that I say, Jackie, didn't you just say that if your daughter wants to have a conversation, that you would be willing to have it, but not without her there? And now that she is exposing you, which looks real crazy to me, I think it looks insane. You run it. Probably because Jackie knew that this was not an argument that she was going to win. To be quite frank with you, I don't think that there's any way for Jackie to win in any situation with her daughter, because I don't think that her daughter really cares for. There is something there that is deeper than what we are able to see. And until Chantel really talks about that, none of us will ever really understand what it is that she is holding against her mother that would make her hop on a show with her mother and then not want to be around her mother, and then kind of disrespect her mother like over and over and over again, without giving her mother clear instructions on what she wants her to do and to not do, because she contradicts herself. And I don't think Chantel realizes that. Chantel may have valid reasons for how she feels about her mother, but because they are not clearly articulated to anyone, even Brandi doesn't know what the heck is going on. So Jackie runs off. Brandi tries to stop her. Jackie's like, girl, I'm going to watch the game. Hope the room got Netflix, okay? Anyway, Brandi comes back, and at that point, when Chantel is like, she don't even like you, and you busy running up after her, Brandi says it in her confessional, I don't care if Jackie don't like me. Girl, she don't even like you. I was like, okay, Brandi, you get the MVP of the episode. When Brandi said she doesn't even like you, so I know she don't like me. Baby. Let me tell you something. Brandi is what this show absolutely needs. And I'm going to tell you why I'm giving her my MVP award of this. I'm going to give it to her for the season. Okay. And some of y'all not going to get it, but I'm going to tell you why. You need somebody on the show that no matter what they do, what they say, who it may hurt, how people may feel about it, they are going to stand 10 toes down on what they feel is right. Okay. And it's not always about what's good for the show. It is about what is good for me, what feels right to me. I.e., I felt bad for Jennifer. I invited her over to Everlynn's birthday thing. I did. Okay, I felt bad for her. All right. Brandi is going to step in her own poop. You need that. You need that person, and they believe in their heart of hearts that they are in the right. I believe that Brandi wants good for these girls. But wanting good for these girls will often put her in a negative situation and to be seen negatively because she's not going to do what everybody always wants her to do. I enjoy that type of reality TV personality because sometimes she is mad Aggie. She is. She can be. She absolutely can be. And when she get turned up like that, she can be a bitch. Okay, but I respect it. That's the thing I like about Brandi is I respect her stance. And when you look back on this show and you look back to the moment that she called Shawnee a bitch, you have to look back and think to yourself, that was somebody that risked their job to speak the truth that she felt in that moment. So whether it was thank you for your services or not, the girl has cojones. And I have got to admire that. To me, That is what you want on a reality show. You want a bunch of people like a Brandi. Well, not a bunch, right? Because everybody, you got to have the different archetypes. But you need somebody like her on this show to really just kind of like, I'm going to do what feels right to me. It may not feel right to everybody else, but I'm standing 10 toes down on what I believe. I love that. I absolutely love that. And to me, that is why she gets MVP. You need it. In that moment, she then gets into it with JJ Fad member number two. Okay. We're gonna call her Cheryl because I don't know the names. All right. Cheryl, aka Brittany, then decides that she needs to unleash on Brandi because she don't respect Brandi because she feels like Brandi pick and choose who she pumped the gas with. Girl, this is why you are still in the JV squad because you ain't seen Brandi in action. Okay. Brandi has gone up against everybody. She's had to face off with Jennifer when Jennifer felt like she didn't have her back. She had to face off with Evelyn. She had to face off with Brooke in the past when she didn't feel like when Brooke didn't feel like she had her back. She's faced off with Jackie a number of times. She's faced off with Chantel. Brandi is the only bee in the room that has ever stood up to Shawnee. Period. So when you say that she picks and chooses who to hit the gas with, you might want to pump the brakes because you ain't seen this show long enough to have an opinion about who's putting gas in what tank and what not anyway. Actually, you probably put more gas in your tank because you ran away from this group faster than they could yank off that girl's wig that season that you were on in the club. Pick and choose who she hit the gas with, girl. Woo! So Brittany has her moment, and really, what Brittany's issue is, and this is, I don't dislike Brittany. I find her to be fascinating to me, and she's a complex character. But I think that Brittany's true issue is with her mama. Like that's your issue. Your issue ain't with Jackie. Your issue ain't with Brandi. Your issue is standing up to your mama. Let's see you deal with that. That's your issue. That is your issue. Point blank. And I love what Brandi said about Chantel tries to tell Brandi she don't even like you. My mama don't like you. She ain't got nothing for you. So why you running around defending her like that? You look crazy. And Brandi's like, I don't care if she likes me or not. I don't like this. I don't like what's happening right now. I don't like you calling out your mama, trying to expose her for calling you impressionable, and Brittany and the rest of JJ Fad jumping in, stoking the flames of beef because one of them already has an issue with their mama and one of them don't have nothing else to do. Like, come on. And I feel like Brandi was the only person at that table who was willing to stand 10 toes down in what she felt in that moment. And again, that's why to me, I'm a Brandi stan at this point. I've always liked her, but I really enjoyed her in this episode. 100% enjoyed her. And I also think, too, it's really time for, and I know we're going to get this in the next coming episodes, it is really time for Jackie and Chantel to have a real sit-down Ponderosa. I don't know if we need a Yanla. I mean, she didn't really help Tamar all that much, but we need somebody. They probably need a mediator to kind of come in and rectify or at least try to mitigate this issue with Jackie and Chantel if it can be mitigated. Not denying that Chantel's issues are valid. We're not saying that. We're simply saying that we as an audience don't understand what the true core of the issue is because it is not fully being expressed, maybe like it has been to JJ Fad 2 and 3. Okay. The backup singer and the backup dancer. And furthermore, maybe there's a possibility that we can get some clearer understanding of everything that's going down with Brittany and her mom as well, because there's some complicated stuff that's happening there too. The most that we get from Brittany is the residual effects of that issue with her mom as she takes it out on anybody else who either supports Jackie, is in her orbit, or whatever the case may be. And for Denise, next week, Everlyn is going to reach her breaking point with Denise. And I can't say that I blame her because I too have reached my breaking point with Denise. And I think that if we again had a better understanding of what Denise was all about, then it would be better suit. We would understand her stance a bit better. But right now, Jennifer also hit the nail on the head in that Denise has not bothered to get to know the rest of the varsity squad. Therefore, she is stuck in the clutches of the JV squad. Who is she? Why is she here, Ike? So, I mean, it was very, very interesting. I really want to see what comes up at the reunion, because we've seen Chantel make some startling revelations about Takari, her sister, online. Will that come up at the reunion? Will Jackie be willing to talk about it? Will Chantel be willing to talk about it? This is the only reunion in a while for Basketball Wives that I could truly say probably deserves 2 parts, because there's a lot to unpack here. There's a lot to unpack. So those are my thoughts, y'all. I had to do this live because I was like, I need to I gotta talk to my people. I can't. It's sometimes you can do a video like just being a content creator. Sometimes I could do a video and I'm kind of like, okay, I can run through these stories. But sometimes I gotta process it, and I can just it feels better to process it with y'all. So some of this is me getting my feelings out about the subjects at hand, because I feel like I can't keep this to myself. Like I gotta see what y'all saying. You know what I mean? Like you gotta get that. I gotta get that immediate response. I need that. I need that in my life. Okay. All right. So anyway, listen, that's the tea for right now. Make sure you guys keep it locked onto the channel. Like this video if you like reality TV related content. Also subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Note just a couple of things. Of course, the book is out on Amazon. Book 2, I'm hard at work on book 3. It has just been a challenge to sort of wrap up this series. I know exactly where everybody is going. It's just like getting it out on paper. Make sure you guys also, if you are looking to escape to Africa, if you're looking to get a second passport, if you are looking to learn how to get a visa, if you're looking to purchase real estate or land, we are going to South Africa in November, the beginning of December, to be quite honest with you. And we're going to be doing all of the fabulous things. We're going to be going on a wine tour. We're going to be going on a safari. We're going to do a yacht tour. We're going to Table Mountain. We're going to do all of my favorite restaurants. It is going to be a complete vibe. And the good thing about it is it's summertime in Cape Town during the months of November, December, January, February. So bring your shorts, okay? Bring your shorts. It's going to be hot. With that, we're also going to be going to Zanzibar. We still have spaces available. We have a couple more single rooms available. This is September 22nd through the 28th. All of these links are in the description down below, so you can check those links as well. And the other thing is too, if you're looking to sort of get to know anything about like getting discounts on travel or how to get paid to travel, text RICHLIFE to 202-918-3386. All right. And then finally, y'all, listen, I know a lot of you guys hit me up in my comments or DM or in the texting community about starting your own YouTube channel, I do have a new channel that is going to be dedicated to just teaching you guys how to get started on YouTube. If you want to become a content creator, if you want to create content for your business, if you want to learn how to make more money, creating content and utilizing YouTube as a leverage for your business, then that channel is going to be for you. I have like 4 videos ready already that I'm going to drop, 2 of them simultaneously, likely a little bit later on today. So be on the lookout for that. I will send that out to my texting community as well. So be sure to check that out as well. And that's it, y'all. That is it. I really appreciate all of you guys. I appreciate the support. Someone asked about if they put certain places on a no-fly list. For me, I'm kind of like, I deal with things as they come. I can't allow myself to live in fear, especially when it comes to travel. And, I feel like this. I'm going to fly. I'm going to fly. I'm going to travel. I'm going to see the world. It's going to be YOLO, and I'm going to live. Period. I pray. That's it. That's it. So that's how I got to rock with it. What is the new channel name? It's called Go Digital with Richie. I'll send a message out to the texting community, so you'll get that. Okay, this is a good question. Atika, I want to answer this before I go. Why do we keep emphasis always that it's a storyline? Isn't that the entire reason of the show? When they don't have one, you call them boring. It's sad. No. The point of a show is not to have a storyline. The idea is you want to have a personal story. A storyline, to me, is a series of things that you intend to show, right? That the camera people, the production team can follow. That to me is a storyline, right? Something that you decide that you're going to do for the season, right? Or that you're going to focus on for the season. Having story is someone who has a natural story to tell. Your life is naturally interesting. You naturally have things going on. You are doing things that are natural, not for the sake of having something to do this season. It's not necessarily planned out. This is my actual life. That's the difference, right? So I don't use that term storyline in that way anymore because I just hate it, right? I hate the idea that this is your plot for the season. No. If this is what you are naturally doing and you are naturally interested in it and you would naturally do this, that to me is your story. There's a difference. It's a feeling. It's what you really have going on. So I would hope that this isn't for storyline and this is actually filled with purpose, and then that becomes your story. I hope that makes sense. That's how I look at it, right? Right. We don't want to manufacture story because that ends up being a storyline. But whatever is true for you, that is your story. And it's not about necessarily that you know the person, because here's the thing. If you've ever been in a relationship, you will know whether it's a friendship, whether it's a love relationship, marriage, or whatever. The person that you fall in love with today will not be the person that you are tasked with loving tomorrow or next year. So what do I mean by that? Is people evolve. People continue to grow, right? So if this is the next evolution of that person, then we follow that story, right? A good example of that is, Kyle used to drink on the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, but she no longer drinks in her personal life at all. Like that is it's just not a part of her life. So a part of her story at times tends to be that she is not going to be drinking with the ladies. She wants to be in her right mind. She doesn't want to overreact and throw Sutton around like a rag doll anymore. She wants to live a different type of lifestyle. That is her story. And that is not the same person that came into this show. So now she is moving forward in a new way, and we have to get to know her in that new way. That is an example of a story, a personal story. So, yes, we may already know the person, but we don't necessarily know what this new aspect of their life will bring. Oh, you're welcome. I love talking about it, so it's fun. It's fine for me. It's fun. You know what I'm saying? This is how my brain works. Is I think about these things a lot. So I actually love having these conversations, and I heart you too. All right, y'all. So that's about it. Make sure you guys continue to follow the channel. Hopefully, you love what we do here, and you will stick around, and you will continue to follow our journey as well. With that being said, I love y'all, and I will catch y'all in the next video.